Today on the Philly Talk podcast, we discussed the 5 first cuts. 3 of them I really want to break down. Also, Jeff McClain reports Howie Roseman is going to be working the phones in the next 48 hours. I know, the 53-man roster got to be complete by tomorrow, 4 p.m. But what he also said is Andre Dillard, Jalen Reagor, really drawing interest.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking sixes in the bird gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk podcast. And today we got a lot to get into. But before we do that, Eagle Nation, keep showing the love. Hit that like button. It is free and easy. Subscribe and ding the bell so you know when these videos drop or when we go live. There's links in the description. One, if you want to join a live Eagles chat 24/7, only iPhone users for now. Android is coming. Click that link. Also, Philly sports trips. We going to Washington. One from Philly, one from Allentown. Check the links, click it, sign up for both the chat and the Washington trip. Also, if you want to throw your boy a super thanks, it's in the same toolbar as the like, dislike, and the share button. Shout out to Lus, who gave me one last episode, $10 banger. Should we trade Reagor? That's going to be a part of this video. And do you think we should get a backup running back? Sanders may not stay healthy. I love Scott, but maybe get Jordan Howard again as a backup running back. Well, it's crazy how this video is coming because we did cut a running back, and I do believe Jordan Howard is in the cards. If it is, it won't be until the season starts. I think that could be something that happens week 1. You see what you got, you feel it out, and then you go try to get Jordan Howard. He hasn't been on any team. Reagor, I think, needs to be traded, and I don't see it being traded. I don't see it happening yet. But I think during the season, somebody loses a wide receiver, he might be traded. We're going to talk about the interest from both Dillard and Jalen Reagor in this episode. But the Jordan Howard situation is important too because I could see Tartt going that same route. So let's get into it. Tartt, Strong, and Huntley all cut, released, or waived. Call it what you want, right? Now the other two is Cameron Tom. We knew he was done. And Josh Blackwell, we knew he was done. And actually, Darnell Rennell, he's done too. So it wasn't 5, it was 6. Blackwell, Tom, and Rell, all done. We knew they would be cut. Tartt, Huntley, and Carson Strong all were shockers in different ways. Let's start with Carson Strong. The reason I thought that was a shocker is because I just thought the whole scenario was crazy. He got a lot of praise in camp. We gave him $320K guaranteed just to come in 2 preseason games at the end of the game and hand the ball off. He threw a total of 4 passes for $320K. Now, there were some people in the comment section on a couple videos and my tweet that said maybe we are hiding him. We didn't show what he can do in the preseason. We cut him early. Hopefully nobody goes and picks him up because they don't know what he can do, and then we can stash him on the practice squad. That could be what we did. And then we still keep giving him that $320K, but he's on our practice squad because we want to groom him for a future depth piece at the quarterback position or whatever it is. That could be a possibility. That kind of has to be the possibility because you don't pay him $320 just to do nothing. You just don't do that. The Eagles are not that dumb of an organization to do that. It's as simple as that. Now let's go back to Tartt. He came here and he had a bunch of personal days. Personal this, personal that. Was he even suited up for the first game? Played a little bit. Now, I didn't think they would cut him or release him or waive him. I thought he would make the roster because of we need depth at the safety position. However, the tea leaves were saying something is wrong there. He's playing with the backups to the backups to the backups. He ain't play with the first string at all. He ain't play with the second string at all. He was getting play with the guys who we all thought were going to get cut. The Toms, the Blackwells, the Rennells. You know what I mean? The guys who we already knew was getting cut. He was getting time with him. So that right there was strange, but it could have been because of him not understanding the scheme. working out his personal thing. And so what did we do with Jordan Howard that one year? We cut Jordan Howard. Nobody picked him up, just like nobody might pick up Jaquiski Tartt. They might say, hey, you're cut, stay in Philly, get a couple cheesesteaks, see the sights, stick to your personal stuff, and then we're going to put you on the practice squad to start, and you'll be up on the roster by week 1, week 2. That's what they did with Jordan Howard. Remember? Practice squad for a little bit, then they brought him up, and then he started running for us. I'm just saying that could be something. Huntley, if he comes back, he might make the practice squad because the Eagles love him. Carson Strong, I believe, like y'all said, they want to stash him. That's the only logical explanation for that. Now, let's get over here and talk about the Kelly Greenhour tweet per Jeff McClain. Howie Roseman will be working the phones over the next 48 hours before roster cuts. I know, because we got to make sure we're cutting the right people. We have to check all 31 other organizations. Oh, they cut this guy? We could use him over this guy. Oh, they cut that guy? Our guy, our depth piece, their depth piece. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a player by the toe. So he got to be working the phones. Here's the interesting part. His price will be significant for left tackle Andre Dillard, who recently have been under Pittsburgh Steelers' radar. They lost some offensive line depth. And mind you, Andy Weidel just started working in the front office of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was here when Andre Dillard was drafted. And I still believe Andre Dillard can play at a high level. He can't beat out Jordan Mailata, but he can play at a high level. But rightfully so. Howie Roseman should have a significant price tag for Andre Dillard because if Jordan Mailata goes down, this is a great value to have. We did not pick up his 5th-year option, but we still will get a comp pick. He ain't leaving for nothing. If we keep him, whether we use him because of an injury or not, we have security at the left tackle position, depth at the left tackle position, and then you will get a comp pick at the end of the season. But if Pittsburgh and Andy Weidel gets desperate and is offering us a second or a first, you got to do it. You probably got to do it. I'm for keeping them as well, but if you get the right compensation, you got to do it. And then you go ahead and next year, make sure you get that, swing tackle type guy. Remember Big V? He wasn't good enough to start for the Eagles because we have too much depth on the offensive line, but he was a great swing tackle. We won the Super Bowl with him being a swing tackle and playing minutes because of Peters and other guys falling down. All that being said, he went and got a contract with the Detroit Lions then. You see what I'm saying? So we can still draft that. Maybe Driscoll is that. Maybe more for the right side, not really the left, but you never know. Here's the other one. Dillard and wide receiver Jalen Reagor have drawn a lot of recent interest. Okay, Dillard's interest will come at a significant price. Reagor's interest, just get him off the squad. Get him off the squad. As my guy Luss said, we might as well trade him. Look, Deion Kane should be able to make the roster. If Reagor stops him from making the roster, we are doing a disservice to these young players. Devin Allen, for what he's shown being able to stretch the field, what he's shown as a gunner, right? I did say one time, let Jalen Reagor try special teams. Well, they're not letting him try because maybe he still stinks. I didn't say he would be good, and I didn't say I want him to be the punt returner or whatever. I said give him another opportunity to see him either sink or swim. Well, Reagor the only time I see Reagor doing anything on a highlight is in the videos that the Eagles post where they're just answering questions. That's all he could do is answer questions. Wide receiver game don't look good. He can't return punts. And, man, the way Devin Allen was used on special team as a gunner and the way he popped that guy, one of the best highlights of that Miami Dolphins versus Eagles game was Devin Allen laying the lumber and forcing a fumble. Blankenship's hit stick. Allen, hit stick. Guys who are trying to make the roster. You're not going to Howie's not just going to cut Reagor. Find a trade partner. Just find something that gets us something back. Move on. The wide receiver room is good. Pascal's your 4th best. Kane could be your 5th. Allen could be your 6th. Move on. Move on. Move on. Lastly, I'm going to end this with some disrespect to the Eagles once again. And this is true. Thomas R. Peterson tweeted this, and I agree wholeheartedly. But this is what Lane Johnson said when Lane Johnson was asked about not making the top 100, not making it. You see all the pass rushers on the list? Go look at my tape against them, and you make up your mind. Every pass rusher that made the top 100, look how Lane stacked up against them. Look how Lane stacked up against them. He allowed one. Lane Johnson there wasn't a year where he shouldn't have been on the top 100. It's as simple as that. He's one of the best, if not the best, right tackle in the game. One of the best, if not the best. Disrespect. Go look at all the pass rushers that made the top 100 tape against him. Disrespect. With all that being said, I go by Philly Mike. This is the Philly Talk Podcast. Please hit that like. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. Sub, and that bell goes hard. That lets you know, like a text message. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Oh, my God, Philly Mike dropped the vid. Also, if you want to throw your boy a super thanks, go ahead and do that. We will shout you out and answer your question. Like I said, Reagor, he should be traded. I can't guarantee you that, but he should be traded. And I do think we will look at Jordan Howard. Worst case scenario, we'll look at him. I don't see us going into the season with 3 running backs. So I think we might look at someone like Jordan Howard or see who else gets cut. But the Jordan Howard situation, to me, is what I think is going to happen with Tartt. I do not think Tartt is done. People are going to say, well, why cut him just to do that? It's all part of how you can play with the roster, figure things out, and again, if you're secure, if nobody else reaches out to him, he might be okay with $500K in his pocket to be on the practice squad, to sort out his stuff, and then come through if needed. It's a security move if Epps, Wallace, Chachere, and Josiah Scott and Harris can't get it done. Just like Howard was released, cut, practice squad, then he came back on the roster. And you're like, when he came back on the roster, he was actually running hard. We were using him as the second back on this team until he got that stinger again and again and again. So Howard, always going to be around the roster, and I think we're doing the same thing with Tartt. If not, we're not. Then maybe Howie Roseman, with one of them 48 hours, maybe he's on the phone with Chuck Clark, who literally, Chuck Clark finally came out his own mouth, I want out of Baltimore. He finally said out of his own mouth, I want out of Baltimore. So maybe that inspired the Tartt release to go look at Chuck Clark. I don't know. Reagor could be involved in Chuck Clark. I don't know. I hope so. If we get Chuck Clark, then forget it. I don't care what happens with Tartt. But if we don't make a move for a veteran safety, I think they're doing the same thing with Tartt that they did with Howard. And that's only if nobody comes knocking on his door. But let's be honest, with all the personal stuff he's been doing, and he was sitting out there. Man, we didn't sign Tartt early in the offseason. That was the last signing. He sat there the whole time and nobody got him. But he still got playoff experience, big game experience, and I think he could make some moves on this roster. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I love hearing from you guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We are out.